Ready for Chapter 2? The Wise Men. The Vectra Crystals. This is the Vectra story arc. The first part was an introduction to the characters and the stories and the first plot. But the Vectra story arc is going to last more than one chapter. The Vectra Crystals. Right after Cedric's defeat. I made this in 2012. Originally I had kind of gone ahead in the story, but I felt like I needed to fill in some gaps. So I went back and did some, fix-ups. You could almost say a chapter 2 and 4, the 6-chapter story part, right, that I'm getting into, was added in. But the Vectra Crystals is not as long as the Wise Men battles, but it is an important part of the story because it really helps chapter 3, which used to be, chapter 2, but then it got changed, so it turned into a bigger story, the Vectra. Now, what is the Vectra Crystals? The Vectra Crystals are power items, things that enhance and give skills. So let's find out. One day, McClodon was training in the mountains of Kosa when he was challenged to a match by a masked fighter. He looks like a cloaked guy, a cloaked, armored cape guy, and there goes McClodon training. I challenge you, young learner McClodon Shaw. His name is McClodon Shaw. To a match, you must battle me. McClodon is puzzled why this fighter wants to fight him. Well, who are you and why? But I'm training very well, then I accept. I hope my current skills can handle him. So McClodon takes up the battle, and they have some points right there. With my skill, I can use my katana to absorb your energy. McClodon gains I'll use my life revive ability. Looks like McClodon has some sort of, backup HP cure skill. 700 points damage, 2 strikes. He put at least 2,000 almost. Katana. It's been a little tense. Ka-ching! Ka-ching! The cloaked guy attacking McClodon in the snow environments on the mountains of Kosa. He attacks twice. I struck him, but his katana restored his EP. I'm not sure. I can defeat him. I cure. He raises his energy. McClodon increases his energy. And then he throws Shuriken Blast. Ninja Stars. No! McClodon struck. McClodon. Oh, man. Oh, a fierce battle has begun. Will McClodon make it? Flame Blast and Power Save. But Counterwave strikes back the damage. He revisits the damage, but then it looks like the Cloaked Warrior unleashes it. No, he's evading my strike. It looked like a barrage of swords hitting and striking, but McClodon held him. McClodon blocked the strikes with his quick skills. He's pretty good for a young fighter. Oh man, take a look at that. This is a tense battle. With my power save, I can unleash an attack blast when I choose. If I don't use my support skills, he'll defeat me. McClodon was getting strategic. There was something that was at least absorbing the damage. And as it builds, it's like a counter, so he can unleash a bigger attack. So he's storing power to unleash it for later, right there. My katana will defeat you, McClodon Shaw. Shuriken Blast. He just was waving his katana blade around. I have to block it. He was blocking and going ka-ching, ka-ching. McClodon holding steady. No, not my katana. Oh, McClodon struck him and he dropped the sword. Whoa. Look at that. McClodon knew that this was it. He could unleash his power save blast, but the mysterious fighter unleashed Shadow Strike. I used power save blast. McClodon charged up a skill, and it struck the cloaked guy. And as he was getting hit, McClodon dropped. McClodon prevailed. I did it. He sent the blast right at him. That was the stored power. Excellent move, McClodon. The warrior thanked McClodon for an incredible fight. He told him, I've come to tell you a new threat is coming to our world. It will be a tumultuous time. Many shall fight for world domination. A crystal unlocker has come. If he is defeated, many crystals shall be scattered of power, temptation, magic. McClodon said, should we save this crystal sealer? The fighter said, long ago there were 5 powers. Holy, ice, fire, lightning, and earth. A man named Cloman created 5 swords to hold these powers because these crystals were wreaking havoc on our planet. The 5 swords made knights out of the men who possessed them. They defeated the holders and sealed the crystals. But the crystals were too powerful to be destroyed, so the knight created 3 robots to seal them. If all are destroyed, the crystals shall scatter, that means will scatter, all over the world. Then the knights will be needed again. McClellan said 1 year ago, my father said he and his friend destroyed this crystal-like robot. And I also destroyed, with a knight, a robot named Crystallis. No, said Mysterious Fire, you destroyed 2 sealers there. Is there only 1 left? I came to test your skills to ask you to protect them. So it looks like McClellan and Lakoshin and them didn't know that during the battles of the Wiseman battles, they were destroying crystal sealer robots. Maybe Cedric activated them and they were unleashing something for the future because there's only 1 crystal seal robot left. And if that gets destroyed, the temptation crystals will emerge. You destroyed 2 sealers. I came to test you to ask you to protect them. I heard a nation named Vectra searching terrain for its technology. It looks like Cedric found 2 robots and reprogrammed them. I see, but the 3rd is still left. Go and find it. McClellan said, what if it fights us? It won't if you say crystal sealer. McClellan left Kosa to go to the Wisemen and tell them this. Jerry McClellan and 2 knights left for terrain. It looks like a race against the temptation crystals of power and stuff. I mean, something is being unleashed, a great power that they got to stop from coming. In terrain, a city destroyed hundreds of years ago, King Horizon of Vectra ordered his troops to search for its advanced technology for the nation's high glory. Knight Vexis and Andromexa and Vutrin are a specific group looking for technological devices, but someone named Zelkin told Vexis about the crystals and the 3 robots and the legend of the swords. Zelkin told Vexis he could be king if he defeats the last robot and release the crystals. So it looks like there's some betrayal going on. If Vexis can find the power crystals, he'll be able to gain power to overthrow the king of the Vectra nation. Then share in the 5 swords. But they must be found. So somebody is goading him. This is Vexis. Somebody's goading him to release these crystals of power from the past, to also lead them to the swords of the old ancient times. I'm telling you, Vutrin, it's true. We must acquire these crystals. If I do, I'll rule the world and you too. And another one of those guys, huh? What? Stop it. I don't know. Just keep looking for devices for Vectra. Vutrin thinks it's a bunch of nonsense. There goes Vutrin right there. She is nicely drawn. And Andromexa found nothing. Hey, look, it's a drawer. Robot. That's Andromexa troop. A wise knight, Andromexa is. But what of the coming test? It looks like they're pretty upstanding, but there could be, a change in the personalities and the persons. These crystals is bad stuff. They're in a destroyed city of the past. Imagine a city in ruins. As you can see, I drew it in the bill in the sky. Vexis realized it was the robot. They found it. There it is, the 3rd sealer. Vexis realized it was. He wanted to, if he destroys it, the robot will return a CPU system and the crystals will be released all over. And it looks like the fighters came together, Vutrin and Andromexa. We'll team up. Then this robot will unlock amazing power for us. It's true. Yeah, they are ready for it. And then I like to kind of scroll back for the picture. Pulse blast. Stays active. Send 500 points of damage 3 times. Shockwave blast everyone with 1,000 points of damage. Vexis said, everyone strike together. They were all hit by the 3rd crystal, robot's blast. Look at pooh, just look at that. Engaging in a pretty fierce battle like against that crystal sealer. But then as you can see, it's becoming the sunset in the city, and then the battle's continuing with Vexis and Andromexa striking at the crystal sealer robot. They're hitting it. They look like they busted off one of the arms. Hitting and clashing as the best they can. And there goes Vutrin right there in her cool strike. She has like a green sword. She did some pretty good damage like that. Split it in half. Then it blows up. Uh-oh, the crystals sensed MF. Mysterious Fighter Ninja sensed it. The crystals have been released. They've been released. The third sealer has been destroyed. Vexus took a crystal, then suddenly power came into him. He felt tested, but he wanted more powers. Vuchin said, "What in the world? The crystals! I will absorb their power!" Vexus is power hungry. "I can control with convert wave. Join me, Vuchin and Zemexa. We'll rule all. No. Vuchin, join. I won't. Stop it, Vexus. You're foolish." Vexus sent his convert wave into Vuchin, so Vuchin decided to join. It was a seduction. Look at his eyes glowing green with power lusts. And look at that. The crystal did that, changed him. He started to gain power, and then the convert wave hits her, and then all of a sudden, Vexus sent his convert wave. "All right, I'll obey you. Let's dethrone Horizon. I didn't believe you at first." Look at her hair got more spiked, and her eyes turned green. Look, she powered up. All of a sudden, it just came like a change in her from this to this. Meanwhile, Andromexa picked up the sensual crystal. She didn't prepare for what was going to happen next. Look at that. She went, wow. Suddenly her body transformed. She was infused with sensual energy. A rod was handed to her. At that moment, I feel so wild. Yes! She started to get crazed. She decided to be this way. Yes, I wanted this power. It's too strong. I think even her boobs got bigger and stuff like this. The body got more sexier. And these crystals. The battle was a disaster. The crystals were released and changed Vexus from a knight to a power-seeking being, and Vuchin to a world dominator. Andromexa from a timid knight to a sensual female. We'll rule all, Vexus. So she was like being extra sexy and stuff. We'll rule all. This is just awful. New foes for the wise men rising right on this page. On page 6. I have to say, she's really hot. She's really attractive. I drew that pretty nice. And then he goes, "My new team will rule over all life, our ways." Yes, yes, master. They said that. Oh my God. He feels like he's one heck of a hot shot with his 2 knight ladies, one on his left, one on his right. Vexus. Him and his dethroned type attitudes. Oh man. Hot looking stuff. It's called Conversions. This page, Conversions. The next day, Mysterious Fighter led McClodin and Jerry to Terrain's ruins. But when they arrived, he saw the last crystal sealer destroyed. "I thought I sensed this. We're too late. Now hurry and gather the crystals before any are found," said Mysterious Fighter. But he gave them negate power necklaces so they would not be affected. That means tried by the crystals' temptations. "Most likely you must train now and prepare for the coming times." Mysterious Fighter was really serious. "I'm not sure. Oh no. Has anyone took one yet?" Looks like Jerry McClodin was just gathering these crystals, and seemingly Vexus beat them to it. Vexus beat them to it. At least they collected the rest. Suddenly, Vectra robots appeared to take the crystal boxes. McClodin said, "Let's defend the crystal boxes." A robot came and McClodin started a fight, and it looked like a really tense one. Like McClodin grabbed his sword and he struck, breaking off one of the arms and stuff. But then he got blasted. Oh, McClodin. Then a blue robot guard came. Double deflect. Strike back 700 times 6. Kaboom. Mysterious Fighter certainly wiped out robot a lot quicker. Look at that. Blew it up. Uh-oh. Here comes a green one. Jerry's fighting. Oh, he's taken damage because some of the building, it blew up one of the runes buildings, and it looks like it hit Jerry right there. And then Jerry started to clash with it. He busted off its arm. Oh, man, look at that fierce one. Blowing out McClodin. McClodin was struggling. These are the terrain machines. These were old, ancient robots, probably reprogrammed by Vectra. Oh, McClellan, he took it hard. Down blast. Oh, they're getting surrounded by the robots. Down blast. We're cornered. Jerry McClellan, the mysterious fighter. I have an idea. Oh, there they are. They're just like kind of cornered right now. Okay, here we go. They did it. The mysterious fighter, Jerry and McClellan, made it through and recovered the crystals, but some were lost. The mysterious fighter said, be prepared to defeat the coming trouble. Jerry and McClellan went to train. Vexus conquered King Horizon of Vectra to become king. Whoosh! I combine our energy to create firestorm. Hurry up, blast up in the area. Jerry, McClellan, and Mysterious Fire unleashed all their energy powers, and out came a firestorm that literally blew across the city, destroying the security. As you can see, the city ruins right there. But they barely survived. Those robots were strong, and then they unleashed this huge firestorm to save themselves. Whoosh! The throne of Vectra. Vexus, Andromexa, and Vutrin overthrew King Horizon to take over the country of Vectra. Obey me, Andromexa said to one of the guards, and he said, yes, just because you look sexy cheese. Vexus shall stop the wise men. Vutrin was sad to see Horizon dethroned because it was betrayed. They were noble and honorable, so she had tears in her eyes. Centaur Starflare, yes, now we rule. King Horizon, you betrayed Vectra. Now the lands will struggle. Thanks to Hooded Warrior being sent by King Horizon, there will be hope. Ugh, he was killed. The end. Man, this was the throne room of Vectra, and it looks like King Horizon was killed, and then it's the end of chapter 2. Vexus has emerged, and now there's more of a crisis for the wise men with Saru people, because a power-hungry guy has risen to power in the rulership, and he has the power of the crystals. He's amped up Andromexa and Vutrin. That ends chapter 2. Now it's time for a summary of chapter 2. The Wise Men, chapter 2, the Crystal Shards. McClellan was training on Mount Kosa since Cedric was defeated. When a mysterious ninja attacked him, McClellan fought and defeated him. The mysterious ninja tells McClellan a story about powerful glass-like shards. These crystals, called Vectra power, were thought to power a being beyond normal ability. The ninja says that Vectra Nation, who named their country after the legend, wants the power, so a search is being conducted at the terrain ruins. He asks McClellan to go and stop them. Vexus, Vutrin, and Andromexa, 3 Vectra Knights, look for the shards. Vexus, though he has his own ambition to obtain Vectra power, a crystal robot appears to protect the crystal shards. Vexus, Vutrin, and Andromexa battle and defeat the robot. Vexus then absorbs the power and gives it to Vutrin, who declines, then accepts. Also, they are powered up tremendously. Andromexa absorbs the sensual energy, transforming her body to a more sexy form. With his new power, Vexus, he plans to take King Horizon down. The next day, Jerry and McClellan and Mysterious Ninja go to the terrain rooms. They retrieve the rest of them, but some are missing. Security robots appear to destroy them. Then they prevail in destroying the security robots. The ninja tells Jerry and McClellan to prepare for the ones who took the crystal shards, because they will come and seek out the remaining shards. Meanwhile, Vexus with Vutrin and Andromexa dethrone King Horizon by killing him, making Vexus king. In this, Vectra becomes a world power unmatched. These crystals. But what of Hooded Warrior? Hooded Warrior being the hope to stop this trio of the crystals of Vectra. Vectra certainly has its turmoil. When someone wants their powers and ambitions, it seems like it took it. But Jerry and McClellan got to be ready. They got to prepare. That's all there is to it. The end of chapter 2.